Ever since the Sony and Disney deal for Spider-Man fell through, I've been seeing a lot of people being super negative about this. So what I'm here to do is make you feel a little bit better about it and give you 5 reasons why Sony owning Spider-Man could be amazing. So it's unclear whether Sony Spider-Man movies will continue on the story of the previous Tom Holland movies or not, but either way, there are some positive things to look forward to for future Spidey films. For this, I'm just going to assume that they just keep building on the stories and characters as we already know from the Homecoming series and Far From Home, obviously, and they're just going to keep building on that. So that is what you should keep in mind for this list. Also, this is just bullet points kind of, but I'm doing a countdown style. This is not in order of best to worst or anything. These are just 5 good things in general. So 5 honestly might be the best thing about it. But coming in at number 5, we have a more personal Spider-Man story. So now that Sony won't legally be allowed to mention any hero in the MCU, we now will have a Spider-Man story that revolves solely around him. If they keep the story going from the first 2 movies, there's a lot of potential with how Far From Home ended for a great Spider-Man film, where all the villains are out for Spider-Man and Peter Parker, not him just being an inconvenience and they're just trying to get revenge because of something Tony Stark did. Coming in at number 4, we have Venom. So Spider-Man 3 might have left a bad taste in your mouth for Venom and Spider-Man movies, but with Tom Hardy's new take on Venom as the true anti-hero Venom is, there's lots of potential here. Tom has even said they would love to make a Venom movie with Tom Hardy.
If we ever got to the chance to make a Venom movie together, that would be super cool. But his movie would have to take place in the MCU because I'm not giving up my ticket.
Hopefully they build up to this instead of making it the first thing they do once they get a Spider-Man movie out under the Sony Pictures only out of the MCU. I hope they build up to Venom. They don't just push it out, and I think they're going to have to do that because they already have a Venom sequel being made. But we'll just have to wait and see. Coming in at number 3, we have a proper Sinister Six. So we had built up the Vulture and Scorpion already with Homecoming and now Mysterio from Far From Home because he's still alive. Sony still owns Mysterio as they were planning on making a Mysterio movie before splitting the original deal with the MCU. Sony also owns characters such as Shocker, Dr. Octopus, and Green Goblin. Chameleon was also nodded to in Far From Home with a character named Dimitri, which is Chameleon's real name if you did not know. Dimitri's the guy that I believe was like the bus driver. That was him. So just so you know, Chameleon could exist. John Watts has even said stuff about this. John Watts is the director, if you didn't know, of the first 2 Spider-Man movies in the MCU, and he will remain the director, and he has given clues that the Chameleon is in this universe, so keep an eye out for that. Sony was also planning on doing a Kraven the Hunter solo film before they had Spider-Man again, and now it's very likely that we see Kraven in a future Spider-Man film. So all this could end up being a Sinister Six. Once again, I hope we get a couple more Spider-Man movies before they do this. Take their time and do it right. Like Spider-Man PS4 did the Sinister Six perfectly. Hopefully we can get something close to that in the films. And we know the Sinister Six is on Sony's wish list because of the Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. They wanted to set up this whole Spider universe, so now they might finally be able to do that, and hopefully they can do it right. Coming in at number 2, we have Black Cat and Silver Sable. These are 2 classic Spidey villains / kind of anti-heroes that would be great on the big screen. Now, if you're not a comic person, you might recognize them from the Spider-Man PS4 game and the DLC specifically, but Sony had plans of making a Silver and Black movie that would have started to make nods to Norman Osborn were the reports, and it would have starred Black Cat and Silver Sable. So they were already planning this huge spin-off without Spider-Man, and now that they have them, I feel like it's very likely that these characters all appear in a future Spider-Man movie now that Sony has the rights to all these characters and villains. And coming in at number 1, we have a positive note for the Disney fans out there. And this is, it's possible that this news is just an advanced negotiation tactic from Sony, and Disney could possibly end up with Spider-Man again. Maybe they accept a lower cut from the movies, or Sony offers them the full rights to the character for some insane amount of money in the billions of dollars. That would be absolutely insane for just one character, but I could see something like that happening. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know if Spider-Man is only in Sony and their own Spider-Verse. What are you most excited for, and what do you think can come from this that's good? Let's try to keep our minds positive because we gotta have some faith in Sony after Spider-Verse. So hopefully with Tom Holland, a great Spider-Man, they can do good stuff. If you want me to make up 5 bad things that can happen now that Sony owns Spider-Man, let me know by liking this video. So make sure to drop a sub for more Spidey videos, and check out my latest video where I explained everything that happened with Sony and Marvel in 2 minutes. And I will see you guys in the next one.